Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Journey with Vijay Kumar Shrivastav. Today I am going to present the title Livestock Farming in India. Before presentation, I would like to introduce myself. I am Vijay Kumar Shrivastav. I have completed M.Sc Agriculture with a specialization in Agronomy from Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar in 1996. So let's proceed to the presentation. First, introduction about livestock in India. India is an agriculture country with about 65 to 70% of the full population having agriculture and animal husbandry, where livestock is of various importance in India's economy. Livestock plays a vital role within the Indian economy, and about 20.5 million people depend upon livestock for their livelihood. Livestock contributed 16% to the income of small rural households, while the typical for all rural household was 14%. Livestock provides livelihood to 2 by 3rd of the agriculture community. Livestock also provides employment to about 8.8% of the population in India, and India has vast livestock resources. The livestock sector in India contributes about 4.11% of the gross domestic product GDP and 25.6% of the full agriculture GDP. So livestock is playing very important role in Indian economy. What is livestock? Livestock is commonly defined as domesticated animals raised in an agriculture setting to produce labor and commodities such as meat, eggs, milk, fur, leather and wools, etc. Livestock rearing, dairying, fisheries activities, along with agriculture, are an integral part of human life since the start of civilization. These activities have helped to improve the food basket and to gain draught animal power. As a result of conducive climate and topography, animal husbandry, dairying and fisheries sectors have played a prominent socio-economic role in India. They play a significant role in generating employment in rural sector. Indian livestock industry makes up for a significant amount of world's livestock resources. The term is sometimes used to refer solely to those animals which are bred for consumption, while other times it refers only to farmed ruminants such as cattle and goats. Livestock includes both beef and dairy cattle like pigs, sheep, goats, horses, mules, asses, buffaloes and camels. The raising of birds commercially for meat or eggs like chickens, turkeys, ducks, geese, guinea fowl and squabs is treated separately as a different enterprise. Animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is a branch of agriculture which comprises of controlled cultivation, management, upkeeping and production of domestic animals like cattle, horses, sheep, goats, pigs, etc., which includes improvement in the qualities considered desirable by humans by means of breeding, genetics, behaviors and qualities. Animals are domesticated, bred, maintained and raised for utility like for food, leather, medicines, fur and for use in sports, pleasure and research. Animal husbandry is actually the science of looking after the breeding animals, mostly those that are used in agriculture and allied activities to provide products, foods for research purpose or as domestic pets. These cover a wide range of activities which includes care and grooming, nurturing pets, livestock raising, accommodation, management and hygiene. This study also overlaps with many other disciplines of science such as agriculture, veterinary science, zoology, environmental sciences and genetics. Now the components of livestock. It can be described as dairy farming, poultry farming, sheep and goat farming, piggery and fisheries. So these are mainly components of livestock. Now to study role of livestock sector in achieving inclusive growth in India. Livestock has been an important source of livelihood for small farmers. They contributed about 16% to their income More so in states like Gujarat, where its contribution is about 24.4%. In Haryana, livestock is playing role about 24.2%. In Punjab, its contribution is 20.2%. And in Bihar, it is playing important role by contributing 18.7%. The agriculture sector engages about 57% of the total working population and about 73% of rural labor force. Livestock employed 8.8% of the agriculture workforce, albeit it varied widely from 3% in northeastern states to 40 to 48% in Punjab and Haryana. Animal husbandry promotes gender equity also. More than 3 by 4th of labor demand in livestock production is met by women labor. The share of women employment in livestock sector is around 90% in Punjab and Haryana, where dairying is a prominent activity. The distribution pattern of income and employment show that a small farm households hold more opportunities in livestock production. The growth in livestock sector is demand driven, inclusive and pro-poor. Here to study about livestock census. The Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying under Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying attributes critical importance to livestock and to the collection and availability of up-to-date and accurate data related to livestock, as they are the vital component of the rural economy. The livestock census is the main source of such data in the country to gain the information about livestock position. First livestock census was conducted in the year 1990-20, and till now 20 such censuses have been conducted. Last 20th livestock census was launched in October 2018, and the enumeration was done in both rural and urban areas. Various species of animal like cattle, buffalo, yak, sheep, goat, pig, horse, pony, mule, donkey, camel, dog, rabbit and elephants, and other poultry birds like fowl, duck and other poultry birds possessed by the household, which is either in household enterprises or non-household enterprises, were counted at that site. 20th livestock census have been designed to capture breed-wise number of animals and poultry birds. For the first time, livestock data were collected online in 20th livestock census. Census conducting agency was a State Department of Animal Husbandry, and contribution to gross domestic product GDP is 25.6% of agriculture GDP of livestock and 4.11% of national GDP. Here the data presents the status of production of livestock products in India during year 2017-18. In case of milk production, India is ranking 1 in world production, having quantity production of 176.3 million tons. In case of fish production, India is ranking 2nd with 12.6 million ton production. In case of eggs, India is having the position of 3rd in world with production of 95,217 million eggs. In case of meat production, it is having the quantity of 7.7 million tons, and in case of wool, it is 41.5 million tons production. Here the data from APEDA and BHS 2019 under Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Ministry of Agriculture, represents the livestock population comparison from 2012 to 2019 and its ranking in the world population. As buffaloes are concerned, India is having first position in world, while in case of cattle, goat and pigs population, India is having the ranking of 2nd, and in case of sheep, India is having 3rd position, while in case of total poultry and ducks, it is ranking 4th, and as camels are concerned, India is having 9th position. Here the pie diagram represents the livestock population in 2019 and share of major species and their contribution. Like cattle are contributing around 35.94% to the total livestock population. Buffalo is sharing around 20.45%. Sheep is having the contribution to 13.87%, and goat population is sharing about 27.8%, and pigs are having the ratio of 1.69%, and remain others are only 0.23%. Here to study how the livestock is having the contribution to the people. The livestock provides food and non-food items to the people, about which we will study here. First contribution is source of food. Livestock is playing important role in providing the food items such as milk and dairy products, meat, where we are getting it from poultry, chicken, mutton from goats and sheep, beef from cattle and buffaloes, and from pigs there are pork, and from poultry we are getting eggs, and from fisheries, fishes are available to the population. So livestock is playing important role as a source of food, and India is number 1 milk producer in the world. Second contribution is fiber and skins. Besides providing the food to the population, livestock also contributes to the production of wool, hair, hides and pelts. Leather is the most important product which has a very high export potential and is employed for various purpose reception and abroad. India is producing about 41.5 million kg of wool per annum as per the data 2017-18. Third contribution of livestock to the agriculture use. Bullocks are the backbone of Indian agriculture. Despite much progress and advancement in the use of mechanical power, the Indian farmers, especially in rural areas, still depend upon bullocks for various agriculture operations. The bullocks are saving plenty on fuel, which is a vital input for using mechanical power like tractors, combine harvester, etc. Animals like camels, horses, donkeys, ponies, mules, etc. are being extensively used to transport goods in various parts of the country apart from bullocks. In situations like hilly terrains, mules and ponies serve as the only alternative to transport goods. Some livestock animals are also used as squad animals. A police or military dog is a dog that is specifically trained to assist police, military, and other law enforcement personnel. Their duty includes searching for drugs and explosives, locating missing people, finding crime scene evidence, and attacking people targeted by the police. Dogs must remember several verbal cues and hand gestures. The most commonly used breeds are the German Shepherd dogs, Belgian Malinois, Bloodhound, Dutch Shepherd, and Retriever breeds. Similarly, the army, military, and defense has got to depend upon animals for transporting various good items in high areas of high altitude and desert areas, and animal use such as horses and camels, etc. Some livestock animals are also having the concern as a sports and recreation purpose. People also use the animals like sheep, mare, cocks, rams, bulls, etc. for competition and sports purpose. Despite ban on these animal competitions like cockfights, ram fights and bullfight, bull races are quite common during festive seasons. Jallikattu is one of the important festivals in Tamil Nadu related to bull sport and cockfight in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana during Makar Sankranti festival. Sheep fight is also common in many parts. And other livestock animals are used as a companion animals. Dogs are known for their faithfulness and are being used as companions since time immemorial. When the nuclear families are increasing in number and the old parents are forced to lead solitary life, the dogs, cats are providing needed company to the latter, thus making them lead a comfortable life. Livestock animals are also having the contribution where the dung and other animal wastes are used. Dung and other animal waste function as very good farmyard manure, and they are having the worth of several crores of rupees. In addition, it is also used as a fuel, biogas, dung cakes or scrap cake, and for construction as poor man's cement, where the dung is used. After that, livestock is also having the contribution as a storage or insurance. Livestock are considered as moving banks due to their potentiality to dispose of during emergencies. They function as capital in case of landless agricultural laborers. Many times it is the only capital resource they need. Livestock work as an asset, and in case of emergencies, they serve as guarantee for getting loans from the local sources such as moneylenders. Livestock is also having the contribution in weed control, where the livestock are also used as biological control of brushes, plants and weeds. After that, livestock are also having the cultural value. Livestock provides protection and safeguard to the owners and also aid to their self-esteem and value, especially when they are owning prized animals such as pedigreed bulls, dogs and high-yielding cows or buffaloes, etc. Now we will study about role of livestock in farmers' economy. The livestock is known to have very important role in the economy of farmers. The farmers in India maintain mixed farming system, which is a combination or mixture of crops and livestock, where the assembly of one enterprise becomes the input of another enterprise, thereby realizing the resource efficiency. The livestock serve the farmer in different ways, strengthening them for their livelihood. The first importance is in income. Livestock is directly related to the life and livelihood of the world's most poor and marginalized citizen known as farmers. Cow and buffalo will provide regular income to cattlemen through the sale of milk and milk-based foods like ghee, curd, buttermilk, cheese, mawa, etc. Animals like goat and sheep serve as a source of income during emergencies to meet exigencies like marriages, treatment of sick persons, child education and repair of houses. Goat is known as the poor man's cow, and the animals also functions as moving banks and property assets which provide economic security and protection to the owners. And the second role is employment. An outsized number of people in India being less literate and unskilled and for livelihood depend on agriculture. But agriculture being seasonal in nature could provide 180 days employment in a year. The landless and less land people depend upon livestock for utilizing their labor during lean agriculture season. And third role is in food. The livestock products like milk, meat and eggs are an important source of animal protein to the members of the livestock owners. The per capita availability of milk is around 394 gram per day. Eggs availability is 79 per annum as per the data 2018-19. Fourth role of livestock is as a social security. The animals provide social insurance and security status in the society. The families, especially the landless which own animals, are better placed than those who don't have livestock. Gifting of animals during marriages is a awfully common custom in various parts of the country. Rearing of animal is a part of Indian culture. Animals are used in various socio-religious functions. Cows for housewarming ceremonies, rams, bucks and chickens for sacrifice during festive seasons. Bulls and cows are used, worshipped during various religious functions, and worshipping goat on Eid and sacrificing it to also a custom. After that, livestock role is in farming. The bullocks are the backbone of Indian agriculture. The farmers, especially the marginal and small, rely upon bulls for ploughing, carting and transporting both inputs and outputs. After that, livestock role is in dung usage. In rural areas, dung is utilized for various purposes which includes fuel and in form of fertilizers like farmyard manure and composting fields, and plastering materials which is known as poor man's cement, and dung is a source of minimizing use of non-renewable energy. Livestock is directly related to the lives and livelihood of the world's most poor and marginalized citizens. By definition, a poor livestock keeper doesn't hold enough livestock to meet basic subsistence needs yet depends upon livestock. Half of the total poor of the world live in South Asia and the other half of the remain under in sub-Saharan region. Rapid growth in the demand for livestock products is creating new opportunities for improving the livelihood of a large number of poor people. Here to study about livestock and poverty alleviation strategies. 58% of rural farmers have less than 2 hectares of land. It is a major risk mitigation approach for small and marginal farmers, particularly across the rain-fed regions of India, by following livestock system. The distribution pattern of income and employment so that a small farm households more opportunities in livestock production. It has contributed significantly to the empowerment of women and has increased their income and role in society. The growth in livestock sector is demand driven, inclusive and pro-poor. It is faster than many other sectors of agriculture, and continuing this trend will contribute as main sector for development of Indian economy. It is at the center of poverty alleviation program from equity and livelihood standpoints. Livestock productivity has been identified as one of the 7 sources of income growth by the Interministerial Committee under the government's target of doubling of farmers' income by the year 2022. Incidence of rural poverty is less in states like Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Gujarat and Rajasthan, where livestock accounts for a sizable share of agriculture income as well as employment. Empirical evidence from India as well as from many other developing countries suggest that livestock development has been an important route for the poor households to escape poverty. There are various challenges to the livestock industry in India. Like central and state governments have failed to deliver the promised and expected results related to livestock. Poor extension services to motivate small farmers to adopt dairy husbandry for income generation is also one of the barriers. The percolation of extension services regarding animal husbandry is less and negligent. Non-availability of superior quality breeds of bulls, the low production potential of the indigenous varieties of animal is also an added issue. Devastating postures, increased climatic changes, decrease in monsoon rains also makes the animal husbandry vulnerable, and shortage of fodder resources is also playing one of the important factor. Improper awareness about the vaccination and lack of research in the disease occurring to animals is another factor. There is ineffective control of animal diseases. Inadequate skills of paravets resulting in poor conception and infertility. Inadequate support for paravets for supply of liquid nitrogen, frozen semen, healthcare and technical guidance are another issues. Lack of skills and quality services to farmer for improving productivity. Lack of coordination among various agencies engaged in livestock husbandry. The absence of credit facilities and insurance coverage schemes makes the farmer show less interest in animal rearing. Lack of infrastructure facilities in rural areas like veterinary clinics, breeding centers are working as a barrier, and the proper quality checking and standardization of animal product is absent. Here to study about measures to promote livestock sector. Better breeding and practices like artificial insemination provide us with better yield with the same input, which will boost up the GDP of a country. A strong marketing network to set the industry free from the clutches of middlemen. Insurance against losses, provision of subsidies and credit will motivate the farmers for the livestock sector. Increasing commercialization of livestock products by improving technologies, increasing market connectivity, processing and storage centers and training, etc. Making provision for adequate availability of quality fodder, targeting a significant portion of cultivable land for growing fodder crops, by setting up a consortium with National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development NABARD and National Center for Disease Control NCDC to fund the dairy cooperatives, keeping a disaster management fund for livestock in case of natural calamities, cross-breeding of indigenous species with exotic stock to enhance genetic potential of different species, encouraging public-private partnership for sustainable livestock rearing. So these are the measures which will definitely help to promote the livestock sector. Now to study how there is a scope for growth in livestock sector. First one is sustained income and economic growth. Livestock sector is providing sustained income to the farmers and it is having the contribution in economic growth. There is fast growing urban population where there is demand generation for animal products like dairy products and meat, eggs, etc. There is burgeoning middle income class, means there is rapid increase in middle income class, and also they are moving towards the animal product usage in their routine diet. There is changing lifestyle, increasing proportions of women in workforce, so which is creating the use of animal products in their life. Improvement in transportation and storage practices and rise of supermarkets where there is opportunity for animal produces, and increase in consumption of animal food products, because of which there is good scope for growth in livestock sector. Land and livestock holding. There is relation between land and livestock. Distribution of livestock is more equitable than that of land. Marginal farm households which are having the land holding of less than 1 hectare, who comprised 48% of the rural households, but they control more than 50% of country cattle and buffalo, 2/3 of small animals, 2/3 of poultry and 24% of land. So these marginal farmers are playing very important role. Nearby 70% of the rural household keeps one or other farm of livestock. How livestock is playing very important role in production of milk. India is the largest producer of milk in the world. 5 largest milk producing countries in the world are India, USA, Russia, Germany and France. India produces around 21% of total milk produced in the world. Out of 827 million tons milk production in the world, Indian milk production stands 176 million tons. Per capita milk availability is 252 grams per day, which is lower than the world average of 265 grams per day. Now livestock contribution in meat and meat products. Meat products industry in India is largely in the unorganized sector, expanding rapidly due to urbanization. Rural people get higher income level and change in lifestyle. Slaughter rate for cattle as a whole is 20% in India. For buffaloes it is 41%. For pigs it is 99%. For sheep 30% and goats it is 40%. India has around 3,600 slaughterhouses and 171 licensed meat processing units. And production of meat in India is 7.7 million tons. And as the species wise meat contribution, buffalo meat is contributing 22% of total meat production, sheep meat is contributing around 8%, goat meat is contributing around 19%, pig meat is having the share of 9%, and poultry meat is contributing around 36%. and cattle meat is only 6%. Now poultry and eggs. India stands 5th in egg production and 18th in broilers. The growth rate of poultry sector is 8 to 10% per annum. 70% eggs of the country produced in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra states. Presently, egg production is estimated around 95,000 million numbers. Indian poultry meat products have good markets in Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia and Singapore. Now fish production. India has about 8,401 km of coastal line and about 5.7 million hectare of freshwater area. Fishing, aquaculture and allied activities are reported to have provided livelihood to over 14 million persons. The total fish production is about 12.6 million tons. 65% production is from inland sector and about 50% of the total production is from cultural fisheries. And Indian fish production constitutes about 6.3% of the global fish production. Now to study about livestock rearing. The objective of animal rearing is to make the livestock useful for human beings for a variety of purposes, many of which have an economic value. Therefore, it has a big potential for providing non-farm employment and income in rural areas. The animal production system in India is principally part of a mixed crop livestock farming system and important for the security and survival of large number of poor populace. Animal rearing has multidimensional potential. For instance, Operation Flood, launched in 1970, helped dairy farmers direct their own development, increased milk production, and augmented rural income and ensuring reasonable prices for consumers. It is well recognized that humans depend upon animals for income, employment, food, social security, fuel, cultural aspects, and a variety of other reasons. This production system assumes a special significance in economic growth, increasing income, increasing urbanization, changes in taste and preference that have led to nutritional changes, reflecting the importance of milk, meat, egg, and fish in the daily diet of the people. Now we will study about various government schemes which are related to animal husbandry. First one is National Livestock Mission. The National Livestock Mission NLM has commenced from 2014-15. This is to ensure quantitative and qualitative improvement in livestock production systems and capacity building of all stakeholders. The National Livestock Mission is formulated with the objective of sustainable development of livestock sector, focusing on improving availability of quality feed and fodder, and National Artificial Insemination Program importance to suggest novel methods of bringing about impregation in female breeds, to prevent the spread of certain diseases which are genital in nature, thereby enhancing the efficiency of the breed. Second scheme is Rashtriya Gokul Mission. The mission has been launched in December 2014, which aims to conserve and develop indigenous breeds in a focused and scientific manner. And for that, breeding facilities will be set up for varieties with high genetic pedigree. Indigenous cattle are largely ignored in India despite the fact that they are better adapted to the country's climate. The aim of the mission is to protect indigenous cow from being crossbred into different varieties. Focus will be largely to give a push to local breeding program on the line of elite local breeds like Gir, Sahiwal, Rathi to enhance milk production. The local cow breed will be protected through traditional style gausalas or cattle care centers. The scheme has provision to acknowledge those farmers who works rigorously in this direction, and the Gopal Ratna awards will be conferred to them. The scheme also makes a point about upkeep of cattle after their milk producing phase gets over, and then they often used for purpose of meat. An amount of 500 crores has been earmarked for bovine breeding and dairy development program, and out of which rupees 150 crores will be especially allocated for the protection of indigenous cow breeds. Next scheme is the National Program for Bovine Breeding and Dairy Development, NPBBD. NPBBD has been initiated in February 2014 by merging four ongoing schemes of the Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairying and Fisheries in the dairy sector, National Project for Cattle and Buffalo Breeding, and Intensive Dairy Development Program, strengthening infrastructure for quality and clean milk production and assistance to cooperatives. This has been done with a view to integrate milk production and dairying activities in a scientific and holistic manner, so as to attain higher level of milk production and productivity to meet the increasing demand for milk in the country. The scheme has two components: first, National Program for Bovine Breeding (NPBB) and second, National Program for Dairy Development (NPDD). Next is National Cattle and Buffalo Breeding Project, which was to genetically upgrade important indigenous breed on priority basis with a focus on development and conservation, animal husbandry startup grand challenge, and to appreciate innovations coming from the villages to expand the dairy sector in India. Other scheme, cross breeding program. Cross breeding of indigenous species with exotic stocks to enhance genetic potential of different species has been successful only to a limited extent. Limited artificial insemination services, deficiency in quality germplasm, infrastructure, technical manpower, and poor conception rates are barriers for the crossbreeding program. After more than 3 decades of crossbreeding, the crossbred population is only 16.6% in cattle, 21.5% in pigs, and 5.2% in sheep. Now to study the role of state and central government in livestock improvement. There are several financial incentives provided by governments for setting up infrastructure facilities for milk production. The 10th plan outlay for animal husbandry and dairying was 2,500 crores. The NABARD assists farmers with loans and refinancing facilities for dairy farming. The interest charge ranges between 12 to 13% depending on the amount of loan taken. Loans are to be repaid in monthly installment, usually within a period of 5 years. Now to study about some revolutions which are related to livestock sector. Operation Flood and White Revolution in India is one of them. Operation Flood, a program started by National Dairy Development Board (NDDP) in 1970s, made India the largest producer of the milk in the world. This program, with its hoping success, was called as the White Revolution. The main architect of this successful project was Dr. Varghese Kurian, who is also called the father of White Revolution. In 1949, Mr. Kurian joined Kaira District Cooperative Milk Producers Union, which is now famous as Amul. Kurian has since then built this organization into one of the largest and most successful institutions in India. The Amul pattern of cooperatives had been so successful in 1965, then Prime Minister of India Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri created the National Dairy Development Board (NDDP) to replicate the program on a nationwide basis, citing Kurian's extraordinary and dynamic leadership upon naming him chairman. Amul is the brand name, which meaning is Amulya in Sanskrit, means priceless. This Amul was formed in 1946, which is a dairy cooperative in India. It is a brand name managed by an apex cooperative organization, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation (GCMMF), which today is jointly owned by some 2.8 million milk producers in Anand, Gujarat, India. The White Revolution's model dairy board was that of Amul. The whole program of NDDP was largely based the working of this dairy board. The three-tier Amul model has been instrumental in bringing about the White Revolution in the country. Here to study the role of cooperatives. The presence of milk cooperatives helps to organize the industry and give this sector a distinct advantage. The cooperatives allows for much easier marketing of the end product as compared to other businesses, assure the farmers of not only a market for their product but also take care of logistical issues like transportation and containers. The farmer is spared these costs as well as the cost of putting up a retail outlet. The cooperatives allows for a stable selling rate which doesn't change even when the yield is surplus. Payment are guaranteed to milk producer and ensured with a maximum of 30 days, and these cooperatives play an important role by eliminating middlemen and the associated costs. Here to study about blue revolutions in India, which is related to fisheries and aquaculture sector. Realizing the immense scope for the development of fisheries and aquaculture, the government of India has restructured the central plan scheme under an umbrella of Blue Revolution. The restructured central scheme under Blue Revolution, where the integrated development and management of fisheries approved by the government provide for a focused development and management of the fisheries sector to increase both fish production and fish productivity from aquaculture and fisheries resources of the inland and marine fisheries sector including deep sea fishing. The scheme has following components like first one, National Fisheries Development Board and its activities, development of inland fisheries and aquaculture, development of marine fisheries, infrastructure and post-harvest operations, a strengthening of database and geographical information system of the fisheries sector, institutional arrangement for fisheries sector, monitoring, control and surveillance and other need-based interventions, and national scheme on welfare of fishermen. Here to study about Indian cattle breeds. First we will study about Milch breeds, under which Sahiwal, which is famous in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh, and the milk yield is varying from 1600 to 2100 liters per lactation period. Second is Gir, which is found in Gir forest area of South Kathiawar in Gujarat, and these cows are having the milk potential of 1000 liters to 1600 liters per lactation period. After then Tharparkar, which is used in Rajasthan and Gujarat, and milk yield is varying from 1300 to 1800 liters. After that Red Sindhi, which is mostly used in Punjab, Haryana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Odisha states, and these breeds are having the milk potential of 1300 liters to 1900 liters in one lactation period. Now second cattle breeds are Milch and Draught breeds, which are both used for milk and draught purposes, out of which first one is Ongole, which is found in Ongole, Nellore, Krishna, Godavari and Guntur districts of Andhra Pradesh, and these breeds are having the milk yield potential of 1300 liters, and bullocks are powerful for cart work and heavy ploughing. Then Haryana breed, which is found in Karnal, Hisar and Gurgaon district of Haryana, Delhi and western Madhya Pradesh. These breeds are having the milk yield potential of 1200 to 1500 liters in one lactation period, and bullocks are powerful for road transport and rapid ploughing. After that Kankraj, these breeds are mainly found in Gujarat, and the milk yield potential is varying from 1100 liters to 1400 liters. Bullocks are fast, active and strong and good for ploughing and cart purposes. After that Devoni breed, which is found in northwestern and western part of Andhra Pradesh. And these cows are good milk producers and bullocks are good for works. Third cattle breed category is Draught breeds, which are mainly used for agricultural purposes like ploughing and transporting. Out of which first one is Amrit Mahal, which is found in Karnataka, and these breeds are best suitable for ploughing and transport. After that, Hallikar. Hallikar are mainly found in Tumkur, Hassan and Mysore district of Karnataka, and these are very good for ploughing and transport. After that, Kangayam. Kangayam breeds are mainly found in Coimbatore, Erode, Namakkal, Karur and Dugal district in Tamil Nadu. And these are best suited for ploughing and transport and withstands hardy conditions. Fourth category is exotic cow dairy breeds, out of which first one is Jersey. Jersey breed is from Denmark, and these breeds are having the high yield potential from 5,000 to 7,000 liters in Indian condition in one lactation period. This breed has acclimatized well, especially in the hot and humid areas. Second is Holstein Friesian. Holstein Friesian breeds are from Holland, and these breeds are having the milk yield potential of 7,200 to 9,000 liters in one lactation period, and these breeds can perform well in coastal and delta areas. Here to study about breeds of buffalo. Murrah is the best breed which is used in buffalo category for milk purpose, which is having the high yield potential. Other breeds are Nili Ravi, and Mehsana, Surti and Jafrabadi breeds are used in Gujarat, and other breeds like Nagpur in Maharashtra and Badauri. So this presentation was all about livestock farming in India. Now my presentation ends here. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Hope this will be very useful to all of you. I have given here my YouTube channel details, Journey with Vijay Kumar Shrivastav. Having request, please visit the channel, subscribe it and provide your kind and valuable feedback for further improvements. Thank you.